filtering in. But if you like oil and gas discoveries, you're in the right place. I want to welcome you to the 28th Discovery Thinking Forum. And my co-chair, Mike Forrest, let me give Mike a hand here. Mike, you good? Good. And I put our heads together and we thought, well, when you look at integrated teams that include geologists and geophysicists, the ultimate prize of a workflow is a discovery. So let's get together some speakers that can tell us about some great global discoveries. And that is the way that we pay it forward to those who come after us. Stories are how we communicate what has been called the art of exploration. So discovery thinking is not new. It's been around since 2008, and I've been fortunate at the podium to have been joined by some incredible people, some of whom are in the audience today. And we have tried very hard to keep this forum vibrant. And over the years, we have focused on giant fields. And I have to tell a story. When we took from ACE and ICE, the annual meeting and the international meeting of AAPG, and we came to Image 2 years ago, because we have a lot of technology, but also as I mentioned, the art of exploration, they didn't know quite where to put us. So we were in a room in the back. But we have so many people, like many of you here today, that have been coming to these forums for many years. So we have a loyal following. And so people found us. So in Rodney Dangerfield style, we have finally gotten some respect. We have a great room today. And I think as the people come back from lunch, you're going to see that it'll be quite well attended. And if this is your first time at Discovery Thinking, we hope that you'll come back in future Discovery Thinking programs we're already working on next year. The three things that we think about are packing the house, and the attendance brings financial benefits to the societies. Number two, and the third thing we think about is leaving a legacy. So how do we do a legacy? What a legacy discovery thinking is. We have videos of past presentation and presentations. If you Google Discovery Thinking Collection on Search and Discovery, you will find a treasure trove of resources, as well as super basin presentations on the APG webpage. If you want to binge watch exploration creativity, here is your way to really charge up. And we have publications. So this month, we have the 4th Super Basin Special Issues. I'm buying 5 sets of 4 that have 20 of the world's greatest basins, and I'm giving them to students because if they look at those pages, they'll be ready to work in a lot of places. And we have, this will be familiar to some of our speakers today, a Giant Fields memoir with Zor and E&I discoveries on the cover, as well as some of Bill Armstrong's exciting discoveries in Alaska. Included with the book is a giant field database, ArcGIS, put together by our co-editor, John Dolson. You can layer these attributes of giant fields with your own prospecting maps. Interrogate the database and come up with, hopefully, some new giant field ideas. When we added 248 new giants, guess what? Giant fields are still being found. In the last 20 years, 248 new giants, and giants are defined as 500 million barrel oil equivalent and above. There are some new pressing paradigm shifts. The biggest thing that I'll just point out here is that Mike Halbody was right when he told us to search for the subtle traps. Historically, going back many decades, stratigraphic traps make up 10% of the giant field discoveries, but in the last 2 decades, giant stratigraphic traps and combination traps now make up about 50%. So what I would encourage everyone here today when we hear the speakers presenting is be thinking about the new paradigms, because paradigms unleash waves of new discoveries. And let's all be paradigm busters. So here's the plan for today. We have two talks, two 50-minute talks before the break, and two 50-minute talks after the breaks. Now, why are they 50 minutes? The typical image talk is 20 minutes. The answer is, we encourage our speakers to share with us abundant technical data, and you're going to see some beautiful seismic, some beautiful cross-sections and maps. But we want the personal stories, because discoveries are difficult and they require overcoming challenges. So we want the personal side. Now, one thing with special pride is we have some veterans here. So, as I like to say, every once in a while you might get lucky and find a giant field. Let's all hope that happens. But there are some individuals and some companies that do it repeatedly. And you know what? They have a culture. And we're going to hear from some of the best today. So you have a privileged opportunity to hear directly from the people that are making discoveries repeatedly. And here is my hope, and here is the goal for this session. Let's just not be inspired, let's learn so that we can all make discoveries of our own. So with that, we want to welcome our first speaker, E&I. Andrea Cosi, come on up, and Jonathan Craig. So Jonathan, you'll be the first speaker. So Andrea and Jonathan are going to tag team on this. And we are excited to hear E&I's 7 years of creative exploration in the Eastern Mediterranean. So let me get you guys started here.